There's got to be a fucking like Gigi Allin influence in there. What's the story behind that? Did you ever get to hang with Gigi? And
yeah, you know, Gigi actually, the first time we met him, we were crossing the country. We hadn't toured much. I think it was our first tour, and we were driving, you know, but we would do these ridiculous drive, you know, we'll go 1,500 miles to do one show, whatever the fuck it was, you know, it was like nobody really knew us. We never had a decent agent or manager or anything. We were just kind of, you know, whatever. And so at one point we went and visited Gigi in maximum security prison there in Michigan.
yes,
he was locked up. You know, we didn't know him, but we figured he could use a visit.
Right.
And what had really influenced us was this cassette tape that Roar put out called Hated in the Nation. It kind of had a lot of his best songs on it. And so, you know, we were big fans. You know, to me, it was like a kind of funny, Ramones-y kind of lo-fi thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really take it seriously in terms of this is what this guy actually acts like. So then we find out that he's in prison, and we go and we visit him. And when I get there, you know, he's happy to have some visitors. His head is shaved in patches and shit. And he's like, yeah, I got this so the black dudes think I have AIDS, you know? But he didn't refer to them as black dudes. He used another expression. So it was very, you know, it was very real shit. You know, like I was like, oh, okay. A few years later, somebody booked a gig with us with Gigi. We were supposed to play with him at some sleazy little spot downtown San Francisco. This was before the CW Saloon. He played there a couple of times, but this was, I believe, even earlier than that. There was just, you know, they had rented some kind of hall. I don't know what the setup was. Anyway, Gigi shows up with his band the night before the show. I told them they could stay at my place. So they show up, and Gigi's really badly, he just looks like hell. He looks like he's been through the ringer, and it turned out he had blood poisoning and hurt himself really badly in Santa Barbara, shitting on himself and pouring shit. I mean, he just was toxic.
Yeah.
So he went to the hospital, and the band hung out, and they canceled the show. And, you know, I would probably be more understanding about that kind of a thing now, you know, but at the time I was like in my early 20s, and I'm like, you do not cancel a Dwarves show, you know, fuck you. And I just threw the band out of the house. Like, I didn't tell you motherfuckers you can stay here for a week, you know. I told you can stay here for that night. You canceled the fucking show. Get out.
They were trying to kick it the whole time he was in the hospital or something?
Yeah, you know, and as they told the story, it was this story of kind of how horrified I was by them and how I wasn't cool or whatever, you know, but it wasn't that. It was that they canceled the show. So I got mad, you know, and I was like, well, fuck you guys. And then, you know, and of course there was nothing they could do. I mean, Gigi was in the hospital. Like I say, like now I would probably be more understanding. But at the time, you know, we just kind of shot from the hip, you know, and I was all ready to play with Gigi, and then it gets canceled, and it was like, oh, well, fuck this. So anyway, they rebooked the show like 4 or 5 days later or somewhere, and I went to it. And of course, the band was very angry at me. Gigi didn't care, you know. Yeah. And I went to see the show. I think I had to pay to get in, but I got in, and
motherfucker.
I mean, as soon as they started, this stench of shit came up. And it was just like, yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, he was shitting all over himself, and people were attacking people. But he smashed this girl who had been hanging out backstage with all of us.
Yeah. Like
right here in the collarbone. And I just saw her kind of crumble to the ground. Like, he smashed her with a microphone stand. And then 2 big guys came up and started punching him and wailing on him, but nobody really wanted to get near him, you know, because he was so covered with shit and stuff, and he kind of got up and was freaking out. And yeah, so it was definitely a Gigi kind of show. I mean, look, I was influenced by his lyrics and by his kind of approach and this sort of fun thing. And then, yeah, you know, we like to trash shit at shows or go crazy, but I mean, I just... like, you know, I like good-looking girls that are cute. I don't want to shit all over myself, and I just, and the whole band, like the whole Gigi band, was kind of these sort of degenerates. It kind of seemed like sort of institutionalized gay guys or something. I couldn't really figure it out. Like, it wasn't really my scene, you know.
Yeah.
Watch the entire episode now at jpdub.com or download wherever you get your podcast.